So what does it really take to earn a nation's highest honor for bravery? Today we're going to dive into an absolutely incredible story of leadership under fire. It's a story all about quick thinking and sheer courage that completely turned the tide of an all-out assault.
And this combination, well, it belongs to Assistant Commandant Vipin Wilson of India's Central Reserve Police Force. You probably know them as the CRPF. On January 26, 2025, he was awarded the Shaurya Chakra. Now, this isn't just any award, it's one of the nation's most prestigious gallantry awards, and it was for a truly incredible act of courage.
Okay, so what did it actually take to earn this? What happened on the ground? What were the specific actions that led to this incredible moment of recognition? Come on, let's unpack this story behind the honor. All right, to really get what this award is all about, we've got to rewind the clock a bit, back to late 2024. The whole story kicks off with a coordinated attack that honestly threatened to spiral completely out of control.
So picture this. The date is November 11th, 2024, and the location? A place called Borabokra in the Jirbam district of Manipur. It's here that a really coordinated heavy armed attack was launched against the local security forces. Out of nowhere, a group of armed insurgents just opens up with heavy fire, and their targets were super strategic. The local police station and the CRPF post right next door. But they didn't stop there, not by a long shot. To create as much panic and chaos as possible, they started setting fire to civilian homes nearby. I mean, the whole situation was escalating fast.
In a moment of absolute chaos like that, leadership is literally everything. And this is where Assistant Commandant Vipin Wilson's actions proved to be absolutely decisive.
I mean, this is a perfect example of clarity under extreme pressure. Wilson didn't even hesitate. He immediately sized up the grave danger and got his quick action team, the QAT, moving. Now, this is a specialized unit, right? They're trained for exactly this kind of rapid, decisive intervention. And he led them straight into the fire, right into the fight, to reinforce his besieged comrades and push back against that assault.
So, what happened next wasn't just some brief skirmish. No way. It was a prolonged, incredibly intense battle where the training, the courage, and the coordination of the security forces were all put to the ultimate test.
Just let that number sink in for a second. 40 to 45 minutes. For almost an hour, a fierce firefight just raged on. I mean, that is an incredibly long time to be in active combat, under constant threat, making life or death decisions every single second. Just wow. And this wasn't just one unit fighting all on its own. Oh no. This is where you see just how important unified command really is. Under Wilson's leadership, you had the CRPF, the Assam Rifles, and the local police all coordinating their response. They held their ground with disciplined, controlled fire. It was a team effort, through and through.
Okay, so after 45 minutes of just intense fighting, what was the result? Right? How did this one decisive action turn the entire tide? Let's take a look at the aftermath.
And the outcome, well, it was a total testament to their bravery. 10 insurgents were neutralized, and the attackers completely failed to breach the post. But here's the most important part. Large-scale civilian casualties were completely prevented. 0. And while there was one injury among the CRPF, it was without a doubt a decisive victory for the security forces.
And look, this was about so much more than just winning a firefight. Wilson's leadership directly ensured the safety of his own troops, he protected the civilian population, and he foiled a major attempt to destabilize the whole region. Plus, the weapons they recovered later just underscored how big of a deal their victory really was.
And this is where we circle right back to the why. Why him? Well, official reports pinpoint two key qualities: his leadership and presence of mind. It was that exact combination that turned a moment of absolute crisis into a successful counter-operation, and that is what directly led to his recognition. So just to give you some context here, the Shaurya Chakra is one of India's highest peacetime gallantry honors. It's awarded for incredible valor, courageous action, or self-sacrifice. And it's often for situations that aren't part of a formal declared war, but involve facing an enemy with just extraordinary courage.
So yeah, when you hear about the Shaurya Chakra being awarded to Assistant Commandant Vipin Wilson, this is the story behind it. It's a story about responding to pure chaos with total clarity, leading from the absolute front and protecting lives against just incredible odds.
And all of this, it just leaves us with a really powerful question to think about, doesn't it? When everything is on the line, what truly defines leadership?
The actions of Assistant Commandant Vipin Wilson, well, they provide one very clear and very, very courageous answer.